the Fantasy Six-Pack Hour with your hosts, Joe Bond and AJ Applegarth.
Touchdown! All right. Welcome to the Fantasy Six-Pack Hour. My name is Joe Bond, founder of FantasySixPack.net. With me, Mr. AJ Applegarth in his, I'm calling them champagne goggles because, we are donning our New Year's gear because, New Year's is a couple days away. So Happy New Year, everybody. Hope you enjoyed your Christmas, whatever you celebrated. Happy holidays. But it's New Year's time, so we're going to celebrate our last fantasy football show of the year and of the season. We're not going to do one next week. We desperately need a break. Sorry, guys. But we'll be back in February to kick off some baseball for sure. We're looking forward to that, but we're taking January off to collect our thoughts and breathe a little. So with that being said, tonight we're going to be jumping through, obviously, the rankings talk. We're going to be going through a little bit of just some thoughts about teams resting players, benching players, whatever you want to call it at this point, in week 17, and just how that affects things, and what we can do about it for fantasy football. And then we're going to complete the mock draft that we started last week. We got through 4 rounds plus 1 pick. So we'll complete that mock draft for you all to be able to observe and review for next year at this point. But let's move on to business. Obviously, guys, we would like for you to please hit that subscribe button, hit that like button, reviews, give those 5 stars, whatever. We appreciate it, and it helps us out a ton. So, and guys, we've still got memberships. I know the seasons are ending, but playoff time for fantasy football is here. You guys, I guarantee that some of you playing in NFL playoff fantasy leagues, we can help you out there. We still are going to be doing lots of DFS and lots of betting content throughout the NFL playoffs. So jump into that as well. So that is fantasysixpack.net/plans. So jump in there. Ready to do beer of the week, AJ?
Sure.
Let's
do it.
Beer.
Hi, man. What you got?
All right. Well, I got one of the ones you brought up for me the other week here. This is the Kushwa Brewing Co.'s Glimpse of Light. It's the New England style double India Pale Ale. It's a good one, dude. I like it.
Yeah, I was a big fan of that one too. So it's good stuff. So this is actually the last of the ones that you gave me. This is the brewed by La Lost Abbey.
Oh, that's
San Marcos, California. Meritage. So the last of the man, it just gets like washed out. You can't see it. Oh well, whatever. Double IPA. I haven't tried it yet, so let's find out. Pretty solid, man. I like it. I'll give it a
couple more sips.
Give it like a 3 3/4 probably. It's not like awesome, but it's definitely good.
Just keep drinking it. You may change your mind.
It grows on you.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
It's a little like I don't know. It's got a weird. What does it have in it? Let's see here.
I don't even remember.
Lots of Simcoe. It says got caramel malt. Floral notes. I noticed the floral notes a lot. That's what got me. That's what hit me first. That's why I'm kind of downgrading because I don't like the florally type of drinks. Like they're just kind of
the
too
floral
much.
Notes, maybe.
Whatever, you know what I mean. Anyway, but it's solid. Anyway,
cool. All right, well, let's move on.
Whichever one you checked. You never checked this in.
I don't know if I never. Yeah, I don't think. Dude, I haven't checked in anything in a while. So
do I do the Meritage IPA or the Meritage 2022 on Untapped? Why are there two of them that are exactly the same? Oh my gosh. Oh, hops, duh. I missed it. Chinook, Centennial, Amarillo, Cascade, and Simcoe. That's why I downgraded because of Chinook. I'm not a big Chinook hops guy. Because I wanted to give it a 4, but I was like, there's something holding it back, and I couldn't figure it out. But now that I read it, that's what it is. So, alrighty. So, we're looking at week 17. Sorry, I'm so used to saying week 16 championship week, but week 17 championship week for most of you. Hopefully, all of you've learned over the years. Do not play the last week of the regular season, but we know you do, so we'll be there for you on the site doing rankings. But best of luck, because that's gonna be a rough week. So anyway, we've still got some interesting things happening this week, right? So the Raiders, right? As Dion has mentioned, benching Carr was a horrible idea. I agree, man. It's the stupidest thing ever. There's literally no reason to start Jared Stidham. He's not good. I know Derek Carr's been bad, but you're not going to learn anything from starting Jared Stidham. Like, Is
he your quarterback of the future?
No, absolutely.
I mean, that's a
the
very
Raiders
thing to do,
are
I feel
clearly
like.
going to, figure it out in the offseason. They're not going to roll with him. Like, I don't know. Anyway, so, the Raiders are sitting Carr now, right? And who knows, man? Maybe throughout the game, maybe they pull Jacobs a few more times. I mean, they already didn't pick up his fifth-year option, so it looks like they're going to look to the future for him, even though he's been a straight baller this year.
Yeah.
We know tonight, right? The Titans basically aren't playing anybody, which is just insane, right? They still have playoff aspirations, but tonight doesn't matter at all. For them, they literally all they have to do is beat Jacksonville next week, and they're in. So, they were just like, we're going to sit Henry already because he's kind of banged up. So we're just going to sit everybody else. We're going to rest Malik Willis because, he's so important.
Yeah, Tannehill sucks, and he's already
Tannehill's out for
injured.
the year. He's on IR. Then there were rumors earlier in the week that the Jaguars could be benching, their players or resting them throughout the week, because again, this week doesn't really matter for them, but but I think they have scenarios where they can clinch at least a wild card this week, but I don't know all the scenarios. But either way, like there were rumors that the Jags would be like sitting players. Now Peterson has come out and like debunked all of those, but I mean, there's just crazy things happening, and I threw out a question on Twitter, and I want to ask you guys, do we consider moving back the end of the season to week 16 again, even though the NFL season goes to 18? What's your initial thoughts on that, AJ?
I'm not against it based on what we're seeing this year. Plus, I mean, every year we're going to have a ton of injuries at the end of the regular season regardless. But, like, I lost Derrick Henry tonight for a championship match, and I'm not very happy about it. But if he was in there banged up, would he have done much for me anyways?
More than Haskins, I would agree. I would tell you that because Haskins has done basically nothing.
Yep, he is doing nothing. So I'm not against it. I'd be in favor of it. I mean, I think it would be something that would have to be like an all or nothing vote, though.
Yeah. So I didn't think about this when I posted the question on Twitter. A couple different people responded. You can't do that because then you're pushing back the first week of the playoffs to week 14, 15, 16, right? And there's bye weeks on week 14 still. Yeah. And I was like, crap, I didn't think of that. I know the NFL doesn't care about fantasy football, but they should. I mean, there are tons of people who literally do not watch the NFL if it weren't for DFS or fantasy football. And I'll be honest, I probably wouldn't watch it nearly as much, unless unless if I wasn't doing this show and running the site, playing in way too many leagues. So they should consider that. And when they expanded to 18 weeks, it didn't happen last year, but I kind of thought it might happen. To where we were going to get these scenarios where like even week 17 still wouldn't matter, even though it was the second to last week.
Yep.
The next to last week. It just didn't happen last year for some random reason, but this year it has. And so that kind of sucks. What's up, Herms? Glad you could join us, man.
What up?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know what the solution is, man. Like, it's just weird. I know like a lot of these industry leagues, like Scatfish and stuff like that, their playoffs start before week 14 because they have to. Their playoffs are massive. And so they've got to dwindle, 3,000 people down to, the final one in the matter of, I think Scotfish starts in, do they start 14? But either way, so they just deal with it, so, and it comes part of your draft strategy, and some of those players that have week 14 buys kind of lose a little draft value, like AJ Dillon and Aaron Jones and all those guys, they this year they lost, and David Montgomery was another one. They lost a bunch of draft value because they had the week 14 buy. And so like you can take your chance on that, on them and just, look, you still got to get to the playoffs, right? At least, the one thing you have to consider is you're going to have them every single week of the regular season. So there is some advantage of drafting those guys. Then you just have to figure out what you're going to do week 14. And who knows, maybe you get the first round bye. So I don't know. I mean, it's something to discuss in the offseason. I'm sure there'll be a lot of people talking about it because this week 17 nonsense where we're getting, teams considering benching players, it is awful for fantasy, man. It really does suck. I think the Raiders, Dion's saying, what I'm thinking, the Raiders won't have Carr, Adams, and Jacobs in 2023. Yeah. Amazon ruined Thursday Night Football. It's funny. I liked their broadcast, but I randomly only have these because my family got Amazon Prime for free for like 3 months this year, and so I just extended it one more month just to get the last couple of games here. But I agree, man. Like I don't think any NFL game should be on a pay for like a subscription based broadcast. They should all be. Yeah, ESPN's one thing. Like almost everybody in their mother has ESPN now, so that that I don't think that's a question. But Amazon Prime, like I don't sub to it, and as soon as this season's over, I'm not going to have it. So, oh well. But I do like the broadcast, the announcers, and especially like the after show and stuff. I like them. They're good. They're funny. But anyway, man, I don't know, man. It's just tough this week with all the benching and stuff like that. And like, I'm sure, it'll be a discussion. I'm sure we'll see lots of stuff on Twitter and things like that about it, and just see what people will say. But before we jump into my rankings review, I want to just bring up the fact that, by the way, AJ, you and I are facing off in, I don't know, do we call it the toilet bowl? But it matters. But it's not for last place. It's actually for seventh place.
Let's be frank. It's the shit bowl.
I mean, we're the best of the shit. We're the best shits. Does that work?
You're the
We're
shiniest
the best
shit.
of the shit.
Cool. But anyway, so we are playing for seventh place, which in our league gets to select their choice of draft slot next year first. So then everybody else picks based off, reverse order of standings, but whoever wins the constellation bracket gets to pick. So this actually matters, right? So you and I are facing off again in a final, air quotes final.
Going for that chip, bruh.
And then
it's like semi-pro. We'll call it that type of final.
So then, I know you and I faced off in the finals in that, like the actual finals in that league. What?
Yeah,
2-3 years ago. 2 years, maybe. I forget how long ago.
Not in football.
Yes. And that's where I beat you with Gasecki.
Oh, that was 2 years ago then.
Anyway, yeah.
He's trying to forget.
Of course he is. But nice job, Dion. Championship in 3 games this weekend. Good work, man.
Yeah.
So I know I beat you that time, and I've beaten you in like basketball finals before. So like you're like 0-3 against me in finals. So I wonder if you're gonna finally get one on me, considering it's not an actual final. So maybe you'll get this one. But then Mike, you and I are in an actual final in a different fantasy 6-pack league. You and I got there as the 5 and the 6 seed. So
Ride that wave.
we are the we are the underdogs of the league.
Everyone's pissed at us because we shouldn't be there. But you
Although
know what,
no,
guys?
to be fair though, man, like I mean, I had like the 3rd most points scored all season. I just had a shitty record, so like I was the 5 seed, but I probably should have been like the 3 seed. But anyway,
Shoulda, coulda, woulda. That's what I'm gonna hear after I beat you this week.
Oh, it's going to be like that. All right. By the way, so you remember how we were talking earlier in the week how I blocked you and picked up Tyler Higbee because I looked at your roster and went, where's his weak spot? Where will he go? And it wasn't quarterback. It was kind of receiver, but there's nobody available. It wasn't running back, and who wanted Haskins anyway? But I picked up both Haskins and I snagged Higbee off waivers because your need was tight end.
Oh, yes.
And so I snagged Higbee first because we both had $0 of fab left. So I had the 10 waiver order claim and you had the 11. So I knew I was getting him. So I snagged Higbee first. And I know up until about an hour ago, I had Haskins in the lineup. Do you want to know who I actually put in place of him?
P. Ryan.
Tyler Higbee. I'm double tight ending your ass, dude.
Whoa.
I hope it works.
Family friendly show.
Hey,
I'd like to good thing I'm wearing my PPE glasses here with the
so
champagne.
basically, I'm facing AJ. That's what you're telling me. He likes to go double tight end against me too in this Dynasty 6-pack league. So I'm
probably going triple on you.
Oh my god, I don't know where this conversation's going anymore. But anyway,
the other one.
I looked at it this way, like Haskins was, yes, we thought maybe volume was going to be the thing for Haskins, but I was like, you know what?
It's not.
Baker really likes Higbee, and it's a full PPR league. So I was like, screw it. Let's go, baby.
I'd be more afraid if it was tight end premium, but I get what you're saying.
Yeah, I mean, he's not going to get 30 points again, but even the week before that, he got 12.
You're trying to scare me with your Nerf gun?
I don't think. I mean, look, at this point, Haskins has 2.6 points, so it looks like a really damn good move.
Well, wait,
so far, so good.
Let me go back for a second. Are we talking like Nerf darts or Nerf something else, like water blasters or something?
Either way,
do they do water guns?
No, I don't know. Probably not.
Not very impressive.
Funny story about the Nerf thing, by the way. I was looking for Nerf guns for my kids for Christmas, and I was looking for the ones like, remember when we were growing up? They had the ones with like the balls, right? You shot the balls out.
Yeah.
All they do are the little like darts now. And I'm like, what the hell?
That's what
I want the ball. The darts suck, man.
I thought we were a kids show. Joe, don't be telling people you want the ball.
Quick, somebody cue the Doug music. Sorry, Rugrats.
Sorry.
Screw you guys. But yeah, man, it's gonna be interesting. I don't think either one of these matchups is easy, man. Like Mike, you and I know you think you're gonna lose easily because your receivers suck or whatever. But man, like, dude, I got fucking hosed. Come on. I can say, I mean, obviously Jacobs against San Francisco was tough enough as it is. Then they're going to throw in Jarrett Stidham, so they're going to go 3 and out every single drive. So that's going to be fantastic. And then Tyreek Hill was awesome for me rolling in, but he's going to get Teddy Bridgewater. He doesn't even get Tua now, and I'm like, what the hell is happening? Now Eckler's questionable, and I'm like, oh Jesus, like what's happening here?
I don't, I don't like to be honest with you all the time, Joe, but I'll give you a little, Christmas present here. Honestly, I think it's going to be a dogfight only because of the recent news the fantasy gods has bestowed upon me with the benching of Derek Carr to hurt Josh Jacobs' value, the Teddy Bridgewater starting.
That screwed me.
Exactly. I feel like it'll be a
Completely screwed
dogfight
me.
and a lot closer than we both want it to be. And honestly, I think it's a 50-50 shot for either of us.
Yeah, and then AJ, you and I, man,
Dude,
I'm favored by about 11 points, but it's gonna be close, man. I mean, I need Lamb to get in the end zone here in that matchup if I want to stand a chance. Like, I need big points out of him. He's already got me 8.5, but that's not enough. I need more out of him.
no, well, and I'm
I
looking
sat
at
Haskins in that league too.
I'm looking
I'll
at
pick up Jacksonville, maybe.
your comment on Slack, like, hey, dumbass, our rule is about not more than 2 actual IR people in those slots. And I was like, yeah, shit. So I jumped in.
3
at
of them
this-
are out for the season, so I didn't. I
Oh,
realized
well,
that.
Yeah, and that's why I was like,
whatever.
whatever. It's last week. I don't need this player anymore. I don't need this player. So of course, my first pick in Jonathan Taylor, I lost Brees Hall.
Are you really starting Mike White against me? That's phenomenal.
I don't know. I do not.
Oh, that's phenomenal. Please do it.
Dude, my
wanna lose to
entire
Mike
team, I feel like, was Jets. Right, Brees
Jesus,
Hall,
You have the San Francisco defense.
Elijah Moore,
Sucks.
Robinson, obviously trade, but yeah. So Robinson's done nothing lately. Kyler Murray
Hasn't
gone.
played.
Eli Moore sucked all year long. CEH gone.
This
other
has
than
been a
AJ
brutal
Brown,
year for me in this league. I'm
my
actually
first
shocked I got
5
this far.
picks were injured.
Although, was this the league that me, Kevin, and Richard all went 0-5? And then Kevin actually ended up scoring the most points out of the remaining play. Like, the 1 through 5 automatically get in. We give the 6th to the team with the most remaining points, or with the other remaining teams with the most points. He got the 6th seed.
Yeah, because
and he almost got to the finals. And then me and all 3 of us ended up winning 5 games. So we ended up going 0-5 to start, and we ended up going 5-4 to finish. How fucking crazy is that? I didn't realize that. I'm just looking at the standings now because I've been out of it for so long I never even looked. That's pretty bonkers. Kevin actually had the most points scored against him in the entire league. He's got the big poo sign next to his points against. I love how Sleeper does that. That's fantastic. Have you ever noticed that?
Oh yeah,
that's great.
1,300.
He picked up T.Y. Hilton. Why? Did you start him?
No.
Why
I thought
pick him
about
up?
I don't know. To block you. Reverse psychology.
No. He was not starting for me. But anyway. All right. Well, it'll be interesting. We'll have to share on Twitter the results of that because we won't be doing a show next week. But let's jump into our rankings review and rip through this.
All right. Get back to the right.
Do it.
Piddly diddly page here. All right. So, quarterbacks.
Excuse me.
With Bobby Herbert struggling the past 2 weeks. QB 43 in that stretch. I mean, do you really have trouble ranking him in the top 10 this week?
I do. I mean, at the same time, though, man, it's still a home game, and the Rams haven't been quite the juggernaut defense lately, as we're used to them being. They're still good. Don't get me wrong, but I mean, he's just got too many weapons there, man. Like, and honestly, with Eckler dealing with I think it's a knee, and he's got a shoulder thing. Maybe they try to pass the ball a little more when they get inside the red zone. And so that's going to hurt. That's going to help Herbert a little bit more. So, that would be what I would say there. Who'd that touchdown go to? Oh, that's Schultz.
Nice.
Or is that? I don't know.
Schultz.
They've got too many tight ends now. They're all like 88, 86, 87. So it's like, great, thanks. I don't remember which one it is. Yeah. So, I mean,
15
he's
points.
definitely like close. Like when you get to me, when you get to the 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 range for quarterbacks this week, they're not separated by much.
No.
We do have a question though from Dion. Thanks for watching, man. I have a tough choice: Brady versus Carolina versus Goff, or Goff versus Chicago. I'm going Goff, man.
Yeah.
Goff has just been. I mean, he's balling out, dude. That offense is clicking right now. I mean, he has quarterback finishes the last 5 weeks of 15, 4, 17, and 2. Brady.
Solid.
I mean, he hasn't been good. I mean, just period. And I know Carolina is not great, but he's looking rough. I mean, I know 8. I mean, he's been better lately. 13, 8, 18, 12, and 17, but Goff's still been better. So I'm all in on Goff there. And Goff is at home where he absolutely crushes. So yes, we are in on the Goff train there. So
Speaking of, I was just going to ask our next question, which
I didn't
is
realize
also about Mr. Jared Goff. Clearly, we are riding Mr. Goff to the championship.
I'm getting a
week,
wardrobe
right?
change from the wife. She found that the hat I really wanted to wear.
Oh yeah,
Oh yeah.
nice. Hi, Jody.
AJ says hi.
The
Oh,
hat
yes.
the hat that fits your sparkly personality.
Shine bright like a diamond.
I don't know about that.
Right,
But
right.
I like to pretend. By the way, these Party City hats, these are the most uncomfortable damn things in the world, by the way. They put these like plastic things in the middle and like they don't mold. Ugh, God, they're so uncomfortable. I'll be glad when the show's over so I can take it off. But in the meantime, Happy New Year. Anyway, Goff. QB6. Yes, as I just said, I'm all in, man.
After
Let's do it.
your riding of Party City and their hat interiors, let's get back to riding Mr. Goff. 2 to Chip. You got him ranked QB6, 2 spots above consensus.
Do it.
So I think we pretty much already covered that.
Absolutely.
I agree with it though. I do like
mean, dude,
Goff this week.
Amon
and,
Ra's been awesome. DJ Shark's
yeah.
really picking things up. He's
Being-
a guy who I like this week.
Being home is the tipping factor.
Yes, that, and I mean the running game isn't clicking. So like if they're gonna score, it's through the air. So
Yep. So all right,
Running
running
backs.
backs. We've got Aaron Jones. You've got as running back 24 the past 2 weeks. But you have him ranked at RB10, and which is 5 spots above consensus. So that's a pretty big jump. What gives you the moxie to put him at RB10 this week?
I think it's a lot of Minnesota is bad against the pass, and what does Aaron Jones do very well is catch the ball and run. So I think he's going to do a good bit of damage in that area. And so we're going to see him get utilized in the passing game a lot. Dylan has taken a good chunk of the rushing away, but that's Minnesota's defense strength. So I think we'll see a little bit more Aaron Jones in this game than we're going to see Dylan.
Yeah, I think Jones, I mean, his targets have kind of fallen off a little bit, at least in the Miami game. I don't know. I know that's where he should be utilized. I just feel like he hasn't been utilized there enough this season. Maybe
7,
I'm just
4, 5, 5, and then
10
last week 2.
targets.
But I mean, it's still pretty solid there.
Yeah. All right. Guess I'll let it slide. Next, we've got Tyler Algier as your running back 15 this week, which you have as 6 spots above consensus. Sorry. This is your biggest jump in the ECR for the rankings of your running backs. what's your thought process on why you're so high on him compared to everybody else this week?
Anybody want to know what how he has fared the last 3 weeks? What running back he is over the last 3 weeks?
That's not fair. You're asking a question about the Falcons. We don't watch those games.
Wow. And we lost 0 viewers. Sorry. Because nobody watches the Falcons. You're right. No, but he's RB10, by the way.
That is impressive.
He is really good. And sorry, that was standard scoring. In half PPR scoring, he is RB13. Still very good. Bet that surprised a lot of people.
Yeah.
And actually, that includes a bye week. So I need to backtrack that. I need to just do week 15 and 16. And if you do that, he is back to RB10. So there you go. 22 points per game. The guy's been crazy good. They are utilizing him way more than they are Patterson. We know this team runs the ball. They don't pass. I mean, he's gotten 17 and 18 carries the last 2 weeks. He saw 5 targets, caught 4 last week as well. Got into the end zone 2 weeks ago. Didn't quite score last week, but still just chunk yardage. Great. I mean, Arizona's not a good defense, so I think he's going to have plenty of success here this week. And honestly, man, I'm tempted to put him above Jacobs playing against San Fran. I really hate that matchup, man.
Yeah. The other thing you got to look at too is, I mean, the Falcons clearly aren't going anywhere at this point. So, they want to not have Cordero Patterson get banged up. There's no point in it. He still has at least 1 more year on his contract, I believe. So,
oh no, they want to see what they want to see what they get with that. I think Algier is going to be a guy that we're going to be talking about going into next year. He's going to be like a big breakout candidate. You watch. We got a couple comments though, just real quick on this one. What's up, Richard? Thanks for joining in, man. What's
up, Rich?
I'll get to your question here in a second, but because we had one before you. From Caden, the Colts fan, after losing Henry and Tua for my championship matchup, I wasn't feeling great, but Schultz and CD have me 30. Nice. Still have to start Danny Dimes and Richie James, though. Not horrible, man. Richie James has been solid. I'm
Richard James, bitch.
Nice, yeah. I don't hate it, man. I have Danny Dimes up at QB 11-10 actually, so I don't hate it, man. Richie, he's been solid enough that like it feels comfortable enough to put him up there. He obviously, he has his struggle bus games, man, where he just like completely bottoms out, but I don't think this is going to be one of them. And then Richard, to your question here, pick 2 out of 3. DK, Terry, and Walker.
DK and Walker. Scary Terry, I'm assuming.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You got Carson Wentz starting.
Richard, can you?
Nope.
Yeah, I'm DK. Oh man, both Seattle.
I know it's hard to double up on it, but
that is rough. But it's definitely DK for me because yes, you pointed out, Mike, that Wentz is starting. Back. McLaurin takes a big hit in value there. Like the games with Wentz, he does not do very well. Last week wasn't bad, but I mean it was like half of a game, so but and then Walker, I mean I've got him RB13, so going against the Jets, it's not a good matchup. I mean that's tough, but
yeah, it's not, but
they're gonna run him a lot. That's what they do. So you gotta get tons of volume there. So I think it's both Seattle guys. Richard, good luck. All right, moving on to the next question. We got receivers.
All right, back to receivers here. We've got Tyreek Hill has missed a bridge over troubled waters in Miami as his quarterback this week, thanks to Miami's snap judgment of making sure that Tua was not going back in that game after being concussed yet again. Sarcasm. you got Mr. Hill 2 spots below consensus down to RB5 or WR5. Are you comfortable there, or or are you going to drop him even lower?
I'm not comfortable with him there. I will say this though. He's got one really good game and one really bad game without Tua, right? So weeks 5 and 6 were the 2 games that Tua missed. He was wide receiver 41. Well, sorry, that was standard. So he's wide receiver 32 against the Jets in week 5. But it was wide receiver 4. Granted, that was Minnesota. So we know Minnesota's Swiss cheese secondary. New England's a bit of a tougher matchup, right? So I don't love it. Bridgewater is a capable enough quarterback. I think he's smart enough. Throw the damn ball to Tyreek Hill and Waddle, right? Like, he's going to figure this out. So I downgrade him a little bit. I could slide him below Stephon Diggs against Cincy. Maybe even AJ Brown, but that's probably about as far as I go. So he would possibly slide to 7 for me. I did move Waddle down. I think I originally had him up at like 11. I moved him down to 14. New England's been good, but they haven't been like, crazy good. And they're not unbeatable anymore. Like what we're used to.
No, it's definitely not the New England.
They're past DVOA. They are number 3 against the pass in DVOA. Yeah. So, according to that, they were really good. But, they have had some games where they've just given up a ton of points. So,
yeah.
Look, Tyreek is still just an elite receiver. You got to think that a pro quarterback, somebody who has plenty of starting games under his belt, and Teddy Bridgewater, can get his guys the ball. That's all you can hope for. And basically what I'm telling you in the rankings is he may not finish 5, but you're starting his ass because, dude, you're not benching Tyreek Hill in your championship matchup if you got there.
No.
That's insanity, in my opinion. Sorry, it might not work, but you're not benching Tyreek Hill.
And not to say that this pattern is going to continue, but weeks 5 and 6, he went from 7 receptions on 7 targets to 12 receptions on 15 for 130 more yards.
Yeah.
So it's not like, if as long as he's getting the volume, I think that's just it.
Yeah,
maybe
basically, he just got to get targets
that first week.
And the one thing you have to hope for is that because it's Bridgewater and not Tua, maybe they don't just like get up big early and then they come out and they pull back on the passing game. And so maybe it's a little bit closer of a game the whole time. That plays in favor for Hill and Waddle big time.
If I ask you nicely enough, will you bench him against me?
Hell no. You give me the prize money?
No.
Nah, didn't think so. If I ask you nicely enough, will you? No.
It depends on how nice you ask.
Hell no. No. You take that money.
Hell nah.
You make it rain on that gold uncomfortable hat.
All 3 people that will actually PayPal me the prize money in that league because we didn't collect beforehand for some reason. Who knows? Anyway, moving on.
Yes.
We all trust each other here, I would hope.
There's always that one standout, though. Anyway.
Ooh, Tennessee scored a touchdown.
Who did?
Oh, Dobbs threw a touchdown pass. Who the hell's number 12?
12?
It was Robert Woods, number 2.
Oh, number 2. I said 12. Robert Woods. He's alive. Oh, man. He's on the... I dropped him.
God damn it.
I dropped him in our league, AJ.
I saw him sitting there. I saw him sitting out on a couple pickups.
I was like, he's gotten like a target every game. He's having a score on this one. All right, last question here. Or 2 questions, sorry.
In a game that people are saying has no implications at all if they win or lose this week because of the playoffs, the Jaguars versus the Texans. how can you be so sure that Christian Kirk's going to finish at wide receiver 15 where you have him 5 spots above consensus?
Because I don't believe that the Jags are going to bench their players. Period. Peterson's come out and said they won't.
Yep.
I believe he didn't do it in Philly. So
It was not his call. And it's interesting that you say that because they were talking about it on sports radio WIP 94 WIP this morning about how after 3 years now that it seems like the truth has come out about who made the call to pull the quarterback and put in Sudfeld, pull Hurts against Washington, who we gave the game to Washington, and whose call it was to just give that game away and totally give the ultimate hashtag suck it Keith to the Giants, because they did not get into the playoffs and Washington did.
Yeah. Anyway. No, I mean, I don't really believe, like I said, I really just don't believe that they're going to bench that guys. Christian Kirk is a target monster for this team. I know Zay Jones is really starting to come around. Evan Ingram's starting to be good. But, I mean, Trevor Lawrence has been incredible. Like, incredible. I mean, he was even good in that crazy weather game. Yep. Good enough, right? I mean, he was a lot better than I thought he would be. And so, and credit to like Peterson for that, like great game plan, just short little dump off passes, right? Let him run and do his thing. I mean, he had more runs in that game than than he's had all year. I mean, he ran 7 times for 51 and got in a touchdown, got in the end zone. So, but this is a game against Houston that, they don't need, but I mean, go win it, right? Did they lose? They lost to Houston. This is the only game that Houston won earlier in the year, isn't it? They don't want to lose to them twice, so they're gonna come out and they're a better team now. So I think they're gonna take care of business against Houston, and Kirk's gonna be a big part of it.
All right, tight ends. Now that Derek Carr is obviously being benched for the rest of the year, are we staying far away from Darren Waller as a starting tight end? You've got him ranked all the way down at tight end 17 this week.
I mean, mix in the fact that, yes, it's Stidham instead of Carr. You're also getting San Fran. Absolutely. I don't want anything to do with Waller this week. There are better options out there on your waiver wire. I can almost guarantee it. So,
all right.
Hopefully you do not have to play Waller. All right. So let's finish things off here and continue with our mock draft that we were doing last time. And let's just kick everybody out here. Change all the branding because, I suck at this right now. So I should have done this. Damn it. Okay. Anyway. So where we left off. Oh, that's my matchup against you. I have 8.7 points against.
Quick, hide it. I can't. Oh, never mind. I can see it.
All right. So where we left off
on the turn
was, so our team. Again, we're controlling all the teams, so that the computer doesn't draft off of 2022 ADP. But where the team that we have taken control of drafted was, we took with the first pick with Justin Jefferson, then second pick Breece Hall, T. Higgins, J.K. Dobbins, and then Devonta Smith. So now we are on team 2, and we're looking at a team that has Christian McCaffrey, Javonte Williams, Keenan Allen, Michael Pittman. Hopefully a bounce back, better quarterback year for him. Yep. Where are we thinking here? We've still got some interesting guys. So the only quarterbacks off the board, just to remind everybody, is Josh Allen and Pat Mahomes. The only tight end off the board is Travis Kelce. So this feels like a tight end team that could take a stab at like a Mark Andrews in a bounce back year, maybe Kittle. I think we're off
honestly,
on the Wallers. The Hawkinsons is interesting.
I don't know if I would. If I wouldn't be surprised if Kittle ends up retaking tight end 2 off the boards next year.
So my only thing about Kittle being the
Debo's out.
well, yeah.
I
So
get that.
Debo's out, right? We're gonna get Trey Lance. And when
Are we?
Debo is healthy, they like to use Kittle more as a blocker than they do.
Yeah, I don't disagree with
So
that.
like,
But
with
it's a
how
recency bias
well
thing.
Hawkinson has been performing for
Yeah.
Minnesota,
He's
I
been
kind of
like
wonder.
the missing piece that team needed, really,
Yeah,
on offense.
I wonder if he's the guy, right? But anyway, so I mean,
Right.
again, that we start 3 receivers, so those receivers, right? There's a flex, so we've still got DJ Moores, we've still got let's see here, who else is jumping up the list here?
I almost think this team needs to go receiver because you don't know.
We already Chris Olave's out there.
Yeah.
That's interesting.
I
Christian
think
Kirk
they need
is there, although they're gonna get Calvin Ridley back. They're gonna get Calvin Ridley next year for the first time.
Yeah,
So
but
that's gonna.
I think that's gonna help.
I don't know. I mean, they run different routes, right? So Kirk's more of a slot guy.
Yeah.
Ridley can be the outside deep threat type of guy. So they do play different positions per se. When you think about the routes runs and things like that. But again, that's just.
I mean, but of those receivers that are there right now, so we're looking at a DJ Moore, Deontay, no. I like some of these lower guys, such as excuse me, woo, like of that first group there. I mean, Marquise Brown is like a 1C for me to DJ Moore. Like, we just don't know what's going to happen with Kyler Murray.
Yeah,
he's just
we have
not
no idea
trustworthy anymore.
I personally think in a mock, the way to go is probably tight end here. I really doubt that in most leagues we're going to see the second tight end go off in round 5. But
Yeah.
these are my teams. So in our team, so I'm not taking. I wouldn't take tight end here. I would wait, but you can't wait forever. So eventually, the tight end position becomes super valuable, and I kind of think Hawk or Andrews is the pick here. I think Andrews bounced back next year. There's no way. Like, I think he's playing hurt.
Because exactly. He's missed some time and then just hasn't been himself. And
the question will be is if Lamar returns to that team. That's gonna be there, dude. He's gonna get paid somewhere. He's gonna get paid.
He bet on himself this year, and he didn't really do anything different from last year.
The only problem is
the last handful of games, both years.
Yeah. No, that's true.
And
that's true.
He didn't have Andrews. He didn't really have a running game.
He didn't have any
this
receivers
year,
either, man.
He
Like,
didn't have one
you kidding
last
me?
year. Like his
They
running.
traded Marquise Brown before the season started. What did they expect?
Yeah, but I mean, even with Brown there, it's not like he was a top tier receiver.
Way better than what they had.
Better than Devin Duvernay.
And
I'm not
and
denying that. I'm
they
just
actually did
saying
have this year.
my point. My point on that is
Bateman.
solely that.
Yeah, Bateman.
Yeah, he wants to get paid. He's betting on himself. That team doesn't have receivers now. It still didn't last year, but he's a running quarterback.
He is.
He's not as polished a passer as some of the other running quarterbacks. Like,
Well, anyway, we do need
So,
to make a pick. We've been
I
deliberating.
mean,
on
I'm
this
good
one.
making Andrews the pick.
So we're good, Andrews.
Yeah.
All right, let's do Andrews. All right, so next team here, Team 3 has Austin Eckler, Aaron Jones, Debo Samuel, and Patty Mahomes. I feel like receivers got to be in play here. Although there is Swift. Akers has had a strong finish here. That could be interesting. Dylan, well, they're not going to take Dylan because they got Jones. So that'd be kind of suicide there. Receivers here again,
I like
it's DJ
receiver better.
Moore's. It's, Marquise Brown. It's,
I mean, I
maybe
love Marquise
another
Brown
year
here.
in the Kansas City offense. Juju could be good. I actually really like Olave. I think Olave is the play.
I'm good with that. I think they need something because Debo is a bit of a health issue. The other three guys clearly solid. So
Chris
I
Olave.
like the idea
Team
of a
4,
consistent
Jonathan
receiver.
Taylor, Jalen Waddle, Josh Allen, Josh Jacobs of the currently Vegas Raiders. So we'll see where he ends up next year.
God, this team
I
is
think there's
just
I think
all
there's
over
another
the place.
receiver too.
I think it's a receiver for sure.
So
I mean,
here's the question. So-
I smell either Cortland Sutton or Allen Robinson for this team.
No, come on. They're not
all over this.
No. So to me, it's either Christian
Consistency with
Kirk.
Taylor.
It's Christian Kirk. It's
I mean, a Gabe Davis is like a stack, but I think that's a reach. I don't hate DJ Moore here.
DJ Moore could be. I mean, you want to know something crazy? Like, as much as we hate on DJ Moore right now, he's still wide receiver 22 on the season in half PPR. With the crap he has had to deal with, still wide receiver 22.
Yeah.
Here's another guy. Here's another one.
Ayuk.
Brendan Ayuk. He's wide receiver 18.
You want to know why DJ Moore is wide receiver 22? He finally hit a career high in touchdowns over 4. He's got 6 in the year so far.
There it is.
Hey, but it matters,
Touchdown,
So, and you gotta hope that
regression.
you gotta expect the Carolina Panthers to address the quarterback room.
Yes.
So it's got to get better, right? You would think. I mean, again, we're really far off, so we don't know. But that's what you're doing in these early drafts.
They still need to address the coaching position. That's first and foremost. So whatever coach comes in is going to figure the quarterback situation out.
GM, but yeah. So
no,
it's
coach.
more.
Well, the coach will be involved in it, but yeah, the GM obviously makes the call.
It's more Gabe Davis. Gabe Davis is such a crapshoot play, though. I mean, we've seen what happened to Gabe Davis. He's 30 points one week, and then he's 5 points the next 3 weeks, and then he's 30 points again. So he's super frustrating to have. But we know the ceiling potential with him. It's just, can he be consistent? I mean, Mooney's there, and I mean.
Yeah, Mooney.
Now that
things up, and
it seems like they finally figured something out after like 4 weeks of the season in Chicago. Mooney isn't terrible. I still think it's DJ Moore. I'm still a believer in his talent.
Mark it up.
All right, let's do DJ Moore then. DJ Moore. All right, so next team 5, Derrick Henry, AJ Brown, DK Metcalf, the two biggest mofo receivers in the league on the same team. That's pretty hilarious, actually. I didn't realize we did that. Then James Conner. Huh? Yeah, I know. He's got
it's like
his
team
huge.
Yeah.
So we're looking at, maybe tight end, maybe another running back. I mean, Swift is still there. I kind of like Swift, man. Like, Montgomery, I don't super believe in him. Akers is interesting. Cake. He's really coming on strong here at the end. Although they kind of have to, right? Because Kupp is out, Robinson's out, Stafford's out. They got nobody, so they're just running and running and running. That's how they're hoping to win games. Yeah. So who knows what's really going to happen with Akers? But it's getting farther and farther away from the Achilles injury. So he's showing signs of being a good.
I honestly think we keep the wide receiver run going.
I'm not against that. Go.
Well,
flip back over to receiver.
another interesting one is Fournette. I mean, Fournette is shockingly
My-
RB13.
My initial thought process is, though, because of the RB situation this year, coming out slow out the gates and wide receivers kind of, taking it a strong. I feel like running backs are going to be
Schultz
pushed back.
again?
Was it?
Holy cow, it was.
I'm
Man,
upset.
my Raz Bowl team could have used that last week, Dak. Jeez. Ugh. Man. Anyway, as I missed the Raz Bowl finals by 0.65 points. That's brutal. Dude, that hurts. That hurts so bad.
I saw that. I didn't.
That sucked. That
chose
sucked hard.
to be the better person and not comment on it. All right, Haskins, get you some 5.3 points. Woo! Let's go third place matchup. See you, Dennis.
So you guys still think I mean, we've actually gone pretty heavy receiver in this even a half PPR format. And we went pretty receiver heavy early. So I think to me it's just like receivers are starting to get a little like dicey to where maybe at this point the running backs are actually starting to become a better value.
I think
you can still go tight end. We've still got Waller or not Waller.
Well, that was
the
the other thing I was gonna say. Like this feels like
a Hawk team.
TB take. They're seeing Andrews gone. They're getting some rage now, so they want a beefcake. And again, I know we talked about Kittle and whatnot, but dude, Hawk has been a beefcake lately. So I think this
lock it in. All right, Team 6, Cooper Kupp, Najee, Kamara, whatever. Jesus. Mike Williams. This is
this is some dicey receiver.
This is some team upside after Cup.
Yeah.
Deontay Johnson.
I'd keep it rolling with Deontay.
Well, but he's already got Harris, so that would blow.
Yeah.
Do we go back into Cortland Sutton land and pray that's gonna work out in year 2 in Denver with a new coach or
Marquise? I almost feel like this is a Marquise Brown pick because he was also injured this year, and
no guarantee Hopkins gonna be back next year either.
Or do we go running back here? Because running back is a better value, and Kamara might not be playing next year.
Swift, Fournette. Oh, that's true. I didn't think about that.
Yeah, running back probably.
Holy cow! I didn't think about that. When we did it. So
could
to me, it's
easily be
Swift,
Swift,
Fournette, or Akers.
Yeah, I like Swift here. I think that's. Man, he's coming on strong.
Is he? No, he's not. no, he's not.
But
Sorry.
I think next year he's gonna be.
We keep saying it. We keep saying it, but it doesn't. But I like the pick. Anyway, Team 7, Saquon, CeeDee Lamb, Terry McLaurin. This is the NFC East team. This is the NFC East team. So who do we got? Well, no. Can you? Oh,
yeah.
Can we? No,
Oh,
I can't. I can't do
Schultz.
that. I can't do that with Lamb.
Fresh off 2 touchdowns tonight.
Dude, yeah. I mean, come on.
He only has 1.
No. Oh, Schultz.
No. Schultz.
Oh, were you looking at?
Look at that. No. Go back to that. Go back to that.
I thought you were talking about Zeke.
He's got a touchdown in 9 straight games.
Freaking run of touchdowns.
Wow, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
Talk about touchdown dependency. And here we are thinking that it was going to be Pollard. I definitely feel
adjusted
like
pretty quick that, once Zeke started, I was one of the few that started throwing Zeke back up my rankings. I was like, you click on the default on Fantasy Pros and it's like, oh, he's like RB25, and you're like, that's nonsense. Nope, I slid him way up. I was like, nope, because he's just getting too much work. But
there,
I mean, he's going to be 28. He's got a lot of work. I don't know if,
all right, well, then,
and they've already got Lamb. I mean, they've basically got one player from each
I
team
wouldn't
already,
give him
so.
Zeke.
oh, yeah.
So it's
Probably Fournette or Akers.
Yeah, I think that's a Fournette play right there. It's a bounce back.
Fournette it is. Team 8, Diggs, Stevenson, Pollard, Judy.
I again think this is a team in need of a running back that can be dependable because
Ooh, dependable.
we don't
Now,
know. Well,
I don't know if we're talking about dependable running backs at this point, but we can
my
talk about running
point
backs.
my point being that Stevenson should easily be the guy. Pollard could be still the guy and or split. We already have Brees Hall.
Yeah, I forgot about that. I was looking for him, and I was looking at all the
feel
other
like
teams,
this
and like,
could
oh,
be
we
an
have him.
Akers, maybe a Montgomery because of safety with the volume. Upside going Algier though.
I'm telling you, man. Next
I
year
don't
we're
hate
going to be
that.
talking about Algier as a guy.
But is this too early for him? I mean, where's he at compared to the rest of the running backs right now?
That's not really fair because he didn't really start doing much until just recently.
Yeah.
But if you do like the last, if you do 12 through 16, he's geez, where is
Probably
it?
like
It's not
15.
that. Geez,
Either way. All right. So I'm good with Algier here as an upside pick. I think it's a little early for him, but I don't hate it. So I would just lock it in. Just lock it.
I guess the only question would be like him or Akers. That would be kind of the play.
Oh, I would.
But they're both
I would-
like coming on strong late type of guys.
Yeah. But Algier was stunted more by Patterson than Akers was by coming off injury and having a really shitty team post Super Bowl. So I think
we'll
it's
throw Algier out there. That might be a little early. I agree. Like things will, we'll
I think
figure
it could
out.
be early. Yeah, but
I don't hate it.
this
All right,
isn't
so
early
team
enough,
9. This is our zero
our
RB team. But
zero RB team.
nasty team still though, man. You think about it: Chase, St. Brown, Garrett Wilson, Chris Godwin. Woo, baby. This is a team I feel like could just go out and be like, screw this noise. We're going to take a quarterback. Because screw running back, right? So
I would look at Burrow here just for the stack with Chase. I mean, dude, I love me some Hurts. But I like a stack.
Jalen Hurts for me, baby.
All right. I can't vote against it.
It's Jalen Hurts for me. Team 10, Tyreek Hill, Joe Mixon, Kenneth Walker, Amare Cooper.
I mean, these are good dudes, but
I like this
know,
team.
Wide receiver.
I think this team's just. I do like me some Mixon. So, all right, I can work with it.
What about
I think this could be
Deontay that's going to have Pickett in his second year, hopefully improved?
But is Deontay over George Pickens the pick?
Ooh, good call.
I mean, based on this, it will be. What about a Drake London?
I just don't think London has shown enough to be picked this early. I know the talent.
I definitely think it's early for him, but I'm just thinking of team chemistry.
Because here's the thing. So
trying to get into the
they
owner's
drafted
head.
the Falcons drafted a quarterback, right? And
Yeah, better.
I think we've already
He's
seen
playing.
that he's not.
And he sucks.
Not good. So do we really think London's gonna take this massive step forward? I just don't see where it's coming from.
Maybe
Ayuk's another
maybe
guy.
Matty Ice doesn't hang him up, and he gets sentimental, goes back to the
that'd be
ATL
terrible.
for one more year.
That would be terrible.
It's a
Again, Christian
beautiful
Kirk's
ESPN
another guy.
30 for 30.
Christian Kirk's another guy that's sitting out there. I
Yeah.
still think he's super
Yeah.
under. I
Okay.
like Christian Kirk actually.
Yeah,
So
I think
we're on the Kirk.
he's a good fit on this team.
I think we're on the Kirk train. He's safe.
Yeah.
Team 11: Devontae Adams, Nick Chubb, Travis Etienne, Mike Evans.
Oof.
Screams receiver
Does
because of
to
the
me,
inconsistency
too.
of Mike Evans.
and Adams as of late.
Yeah. This is the I need a safe receiver, and you son of a bitch, Team 10, you just took my Kirk.
Right, that is the consistent receiver that's left. Right, that was like the one.
I mean,
Trying to look at some guys here. Who's up
ish, but a
here?
lot of his consistency. What about Dotson?
You know, I was looking at him, but I feel like that's
Dotson
too
or
early
Mooney?
still.
Did we already knock Mooney out?
We haven't.
He's-
There's Pickens, there's Myers.
Is McLaurin still there? Or did we give him
McLaurin's
No.
gone. He's
Yeah,
over
that's what I
here,
thought.
Team 7.
Yeah, he's the WR2 on the NFC East Jones.
Christian Watson.
Yeah,
How good has he been?
I was actually thinking of him
Been
earlier.
money, dude. He's been so good.
Yeah.
And like I know he had that like string of like he caught like 2 passes for like and he just started
Well,
scoring
I was
touchdowns.
That's
But
was
now
thinking
he's starting
about
to see
the,
like targets. He's starting to
he's
see like
volume,
legit
yeah.
targets and like another year with. We think Rodgers will be there still. Like who knows? Rodgers has always seemed like he wants to retire, but he doesn't.
or not.
I think it's between him and like Gabe Davis, maybe.
Yeah,
Gabe
I
Davis
like-
is super risky, but
I like Watson over
You're
Davis.
also betting. You're also betting a lot on Watson
or
too.
Hollywood.
Hollywood.
yeah, this is tough, man. This is a tough one to me.
I would say it's either Hollywood or Watson. And if I'm going on
I
recency,
think I gotta go Brown.
yeah. I just think you're going to go name value because maybe
Yeah,
now
at
a
this
lot
point
of
you go
people
Brown.
realize who
So-
the hell Watson is.
Oh no, they will.
They
so
will,
Team 12, Dalvin Cook. They went Travis Kelce, took Dameon Pierce, and then D Hop. Speaking of Arizona Cardinals, well, currently. So now we get the turn pick here. So we're looking at probably not going quarterback since they took a tight end, but I've seen crazier things. But
Yeah.
personally, I wouldn't do it. They've got 2 pretty solid running backs, I believe. So I don't think running back. So I kind of think 2 receivers is probably in play here for
Yeah,
them.
I would probably either double tap
This-
receiver. Well,
This might be where like you take upside with one. They've got D
Yeah.
Hop, who is seemingly pretty safe. So maybe this is where you go like safe with like I know it's weird to say Deontay is safe, but like he is. He
Wide receiver
sees so much
30.
target share.
in full PPR, but yeah,
But still,
the share's
it's-
going to be there.
I know
you know,
Pickens is going
Pickett's going to be there. They're going to have a full off season of work. The
only other guy
remember
like
that. I do like-
potentially
I
would
like
be
Burks.
Burks, but like man, this Titans passing offense
we
just
don't know
feels like
what-
it's going in the wrong direction.
Yeah, I mean, we
Lockett's
don't
still
know-
there too, by the way, who like just gets super undervalued every single year. Lockett, by the way, is wide receiver 13 in half PPR leagues right now. So like we're just completely forgetting,
I think
and he
we
gets
double tap
forgotten
with-
every single year because
Yeah.
he's old, and so everybody goes, "Oh, he's
Yeah,
gonna
well,
fall off." But
so was Doug Baldwin, and he fucking was awesome. So
yeah, so I mean, do we just say screw it and go safe
I-
with Lockett at this point?
I
He'd
think
be
we
like
go
wide
Lockett.
receiver like 25 off the board at this point. It feels like.
I think we go Lockett, and then either Deontay or
Like,
maybe
look how far I
take-
had to scroll down just to find Lockett in last year's ADP. He just gets disrespected every single year.
I mean, Ayuk. I feel like that.
I don't like it as much only because, man, we still just don't know what this offense is going to look like with Trey Lance there. And you know they're going to go back to him.
I mean, maybe to start, but
Well, Garoppolo's
Does
only
Tom
had a
Brady
1-year deal.
come home?
Garoppolo's not guaranteed. He's no guarantee to come back. In fact, I almost guarantee he
no.
won't come back.
I don't think he'll be back. But
I don't know, Mike. What do you think, man?
Brady
I
rejuvenates career for the third time in his hometown in front of his own fans.
still think I think Juju should probably be picked in this range.
Next time on 30 and 30, Tom Brady
Yeah,
does it again.
Juju's been solid. I don't know, man. There's just something feels off with Juju. But yeah, I mean, he's been okay. He just doesn't score for some reason. Like, they get inside the red zone, they're like, "Oh, here, running backs."
Well, are you really going to double tap Juju with Kelsey? No.
Oh yeah, touche.
Good call.
I mean,
Good
we
call.
still haven't given anybody Gabe Davis either. I mean, he's still
I was going to say,
Premier
to
League
me,
right
it's
now.
between Johnson and Gabe Davis right here.
That's
I
where
think
Gabe
you're
Davis-
going safe with
Davis
Lockett.
time.
It's time to
Gabe
go
Davis is
upside.
Gabe Davis
Still
time.
wide receiver 27 on the year, half point
Yeah.
PPR.
Yeah, based off of like 4 games, by the way. All right, so we're back to Team 11, who just took Marquise Brown. Reminder, they got Devontae Adams, Nick Chubb, Travis Etienne, Mike Evans, and Marquise Brown. Tap back, running back, kind of make it even. This feels
is
like
running back, maybe tight end.
This is a Zeke
because
Akers
it's a
range.
long. Yeah, dude. Zeke.
Yeah, but the tight ends now, man. Like the tight ends now. I mean,
I think this is a Zeke pick.
Where's Pitts gonna go?
right, dude.
Pitts is gonna.
I'll be
fall.
honest with you. I don't.
Pitts
take
hasn't worked with Pickett or
anybody.
Ritter. Sorry. Well, yeah, he hasn't worked.
He hasn't played with
anybody
Ritter yet.
or for anybody. But
You think this is Zeke?
I think they're pretty safe with
Honestly-
Etienne and Chubb. I think they would be a little bit riskier and go like Cam Akers, possibly go for the upside because you know what you're getting in Zeke, but there's possibly a little bit more upside in Cam
but
Akers.
maybe that's
I just
just
wonder
a
if like that's their
volume.
play though. Like they just
Maybe they want a volume play. They've got
Zeke's
They got-
not a
they
volume
have-
play anymore.
no.
though.
I'm saying
not
Montgomery.
as much.
But I like the risk with
Yeah,
Akers
if you're calling it
Go
safe,
Akers.
yeah, I'd probably go Montgomery over Zeke because he's going to get more carries, I think, than Zeke next year.
Yeah. I think Montgomery's the play, but
All right, we'll go Montgomery. I'll give you guys that. So next pick here, Team 10, Tyreek Hill, Joe Mixon, Kenneth Walker, Amari Cooper, Christian Kirk.
tight end.
I mean, this is good.
Running back. They're gonna go running back unless they go for quarterback here. But I don't. Who are the quarterbacks we're looking at?
I mean, good ones. Herbert, Jackson, Burrow.
I think
You
Burrow's
go down,
probably the
you
next
start
one to
getting,
go.
you got to scroll
Yeah.
down to find like the really next guys.
Justin
Then you
Fields.
get the Fields and the Lawrences.
Yeah. All right. I
you
would
know,
go.
those types of guys.
I would go running back on this because their lineup structure is the same as the last team. So
That doesn't mean
this could be a Zeke.
I mean, they got their starting running back and their receivers filled out. So like, it could be one of those teams where they just start filling out everything else. Like that happens in your natural home leagues, right? We're in the, what happens, right? Because we play in a lot of these industry leagues, or we've got our fantasy 6-pack leagues where we all wait on tight end, we all wait on quarterbacks. That's not
follow the
natural.
rules.
Like I have to remember, I have to walk into other drafts where I'm playing with just like, my friends who don't do what we do and family who doesn't do this. And I always have to walk in and be like, I have to adjust on the fly very quickly because there will be like a string of quarterbacks taken in round 3 and 4. And you're like, well, crap.
Right after you pick your third straight running back. It's like,
it's like, yeah. So,
sorry, children. Should be in
do you take a, I mean,
I
do you have a
I
bounce
don't
back
hate
with
quarterback
Herbert?
here.
I think Fields is in consideration with how he's being used
I think
the second half of the
Fields
year.
definitely jumps.
Fields as the third, or no, would that be the fourth quarterback taken?
Yeah, I mean, because of the rushing floor, he reminds me of
Dude.
Jalen Hurts.
I guarantee you, people are going to be going into next year talking about Justin Fields as the 2022 version of Jalen Hurts. Guarantee it. and then Scott Fish, he's gonna go.
Yeah,
I think it's
but
between him and
quick.
Burrow.
here's the difference, and this is just because and of course things could change quickly. Fields doesn't have the receivers. He's got Darnell Mooney,
No,
and then
he doesn't.
Cole Kmet.
He-
So
he has,
Hurts,
like,
right,
a ton
had
of
Devonta Smith, who was already
tier C
awesome.
receivers.
Then they added AJ Brown, and they had Goddard still, and you're like,
They
wow.
do have a lot of
Well,
cap space. that they
who's
can
to say
spend this
that
offseason.
Chicago's not
Right. So I mean, again,
add a
it's a
bunch
little
of
of
shit.
projecting the future. Hopefully, it happens. We don't know.
Correct me if I'm wrong, but I want to say Chicago has a ass ton of money to
Yes.
spend for
They
free
probably do.
agency.
Yeah. So I mean, again, they could easily go out and
Mike
buy some
Sutton.
guys. I don't know who the free agent receivers are. I haven't studied that. I don't know. Taking Fields seems like a little bit of a reach. Like, here's why I almost
I would
lean
go Burrow,
Lawrence
then.
as 4 or Burrow. Like, I like Burrow more. I feel like he's just kind of like the locked in, like safer guy.
I can't see
All right,
Lawrence
Like,
over
I almost
Fields,
put
though.
Lawrence in front of Fields because Lawrence has a
NFL
little
wise,
bit of
yes.
running ability. And yes, and I see what you're
But
saying.
he's
but,
not
like, you know,
breaking
he's
off.
got
He's
that-
not breaking off 60-yard rushing
not, I
touchdowns.
mean, that's
He's not,
yeah,
he's
that's
not,
not
he's
their. That's not
But
their.
can you
go-to.
count on that? Like, it's worked this year, but I feel like we're not going to see a repeat of that next year. Not as often. Teams are going to pick up on that real quick. They're gonna adjust a little quicker. So, are we going Burrow?
Yeah.
All right,
Yeah.
let's do it. So this team took a quarterback. They've got 4 receivers: Chase Brown, St. Brown, Garrett Wilson, Godwin. They took Hurts.
I mean, this to me.
This is the 0 RB team. So I mean, but
Screams-
RBs at this point are
I
Akers and
know.
Elliott and Dylan.
I think they're seeing that stuff on the board and liking it. This could be our Akers pick. It's either to me or maybe Zeke, and then the next team's gonna grab Akers because they're not gonna tag team Pollard with Zeke.
Cam
So-
Akers totally seems like a 0 RB team.
Yeah,
No, a 0 RB team feels like a James
No.
Cook
Oh, it's-
Singletary type of play. You wait if you're 0 RB. 0 RB is not a
so
round
we're
6
all
running
right.
back. So
If
we're going
if
back
this
to
is our
receivers
0 RB team,
or
then let's
even
just
tight
go
end. We grab. I mean, yeah,
I
we
think-
grab Kittle because they've already got 4
Or-
receivers.
Do we grab Kittle or do we grab Schultz or Goddard? You can stack Hurts and Goddard. Goddard missed a lot of time this year, but when he was there, he was awesome early in the season.
He was very, very good.
So I like that stack.
Receivers. Who are the receivers?
I'm a
Because we've gone
little-
pretty heavy
little
receiver in this
biased,
league. Mooney, Juju. We got some upside plays with guys like Pickens. There is, we can't forget about Ridley. Ridley's gonna be there.
Yeah, but I still don't think he's going this early. He's been out of the game for a year. Now he's on a different offense. There's a lot of catching up for him to do.
There's.
I mean, I kind of like
back.
Mooney if we're going receiver.
Mike, you're the tiebreaker. Tight end or receiver?
It's probably tight end, but with Dallas Goddard because I don't trust Kittle. And you get the stack.
All right,
that.
do it.
I just don't think another receiver. I mean, because you got to fill out the other starting positions.
All right.
Yeah.
So team 8 is Diggs, Stevenson, Pollard, Judy, Algier. So we took a little risk with Algier. So maybe we go back a little.
I think we
safer
go
here
back
with
to
receiver.
third receiver here. This is like Deontay. I feel like this
Yeah.
team is like, yeah, Deontay. They're
running to the podium.
last round, and,
Yeah.
and
So team 7, Barkley, Lamb, McLaurin, Sanders, broke our NFC East trend, Fournette.
I think this is going to be
Go
receiver.
back to receiver here, and we're looking at like the Mooney range, Juju, Ayuk's.
I'd probably go
a little outside
Ayuk.
with
I feel like
Burks,
this. I feel like this is a nice
Pickens.
Ayuk spot actually, because there's a lot of consistent floor as it is with those first 5 picks. And Ayuk, although touchdown dependent, maybe he turns into DJ Moore. Who knows?
He is wide receiver 18 on the year.
Yeah.
Fantasy points per game. He's at
So
28.
team 6. I'm gonna tell you right now. I'm taking Juju with this pick.
Yeah.
I'm done
Finally.
looking at Juju at this point. So he had Cup, Mike Williams, and now he's got Juju. Team 5: Derrick Henry, AJ Brown, DK Metcalf, James Conner, TJ Hawkinson. We're probably going back to wide receiver here, and we're looking at guys like probably throwing in Watson,
Mooney.
I like Mooney here actually.
Yeah. I mean, before he got hurt, Mooney actually started playing fairly well again. How do I? There is a way to move this down a little bit. Oh, not all the way down. Damn it! No way to move this down just a little bit. No, sleeper. You got to figure that out.
Maximize your screen.
I think I can just scroll down a little bit. Team 4: JT, Waddle, Allen, Josh Jacobs. They like the Jays, actually. I just realized
lots of Jays.
Jonathan Taylor, Jalen Waddle.
Rolling with the Jays here.
Right. And then we screwed it up with DJ Moore. Jeez, man, what were we
No, he
thinking?
didn't. He's still got a J.
I think he
true.
wants Jay Palmer now. I'm just kidding.
Yeah. All right. So
AJ Dillon.
perfect.
Are we doing it? Because
Yes.
it should be C. It really should be
DJ, AJ. We should have done AJ for. Well, no, Moore wouldn't have made it back. Now this team is super stoked that AJ Dillon has made it back.
Is it AJ or Zeke?
No, it's Dillon.
I wouldn't be going Dillon.
Yeah,
I would
don't
go
know. I mean,
Zeke.
it's Akers or Zeke, really, honestly.
Yeah, I mean,
I
I'm almost kind of.
Or a
I think
receiver.
you're gonna go-
Yeah,
Receivers,
you're-
you still
you're-
got
you're looking
Sutton still sitting there. Again, we've still got
Jahan
Christian Watson
Dotson.
chilling out there.
Jahan
Hurts.
Dotson. Going with the J.
I feel like Dotson's a little early, man. Like, I
Yeah.
just don't think he's going to get the credit he deserves. And I know he's been good, but I just don't feel like he's going to get pushed up boards quite like that.
I think this pick has got to be Zeke, actually. Because we don't know what's happening with Jacobs.
Do the flex.
We don't know what's happening with Taylor's quarterback situation. And now he's an injury bug. I think we're solid with the receivers. We've already got quarterback.
You've only got
locked
2.
in.
You got to start 3.
I know.
Again, I'm not always. You got to start. You got to fill out your
value
starters.
wise, I think it's definitely Zeke over those top receivers. They're no.
We know Jerry Jones loves a Zeke, so he's not going anywhere. Team 3's Eckler, Aaron Jones, Debo, Patty Mahomes, Chris Olave. So,
Ooh, man, see, you should have. This guy's pissed that you just got sick of looking at Juju for 3 rounds earlier.
that's all right.
I almost feel like
Stacking
this
isn't
is,
always. God,
is like a Thielen.
I'm raining glitter. I keep touching this damn thing. I have glitter all over me now because of the stupid hat.
Make it right. Or Traylon? Shit, is this the Burks team?
Dallas just fumbled the damn ball again. Who just fumbled?
I
Wait, what?
I think we're in the
Oh,
range
the-
where all the receivers are kind of like, eh.
Yeah,
I would
it's
actually
just kind of who
probably-
you're
I
like.
would-
This is
I
almost
would be
why I
willing-
like.
You got Kadarius Tony stack.
I'd be
Hello.
I'd
Get
be
the hell
pulling the
outta
trigger on. I'd be pulling the trigger on Calvin Ridley over any of these receivers.
Yeah, actually, that's not a bad idea.
All right. Let's see here. I got to search.
As much as I just knocked him,
Over the rest of the receivers
I've got
available.
faith. I've got faith in
that's
Dougie
super
P.
upside.
And
All right, so team 2
just
again in
need
round
all of those
6.
receivers right there now.
Got CMC, Javonte Williams, Keenan Allen, Michael Pittman, Mark Andrews.
Are they going quarterback now? I mean,
I'd
falling
be
back?
leaning running back because I'm a little
Yeah.
afraid of Javonte Williams off the injury.
Yes. I mean, do they?
But like the best receiver, the best running back
I mean,
on the board is Cam Akers, who's
Injury.
already struggled. Has struggled. showing a little signs of life, but I don't know, man. Is that really the way you want to go, or do you
Is
want to
this
go
like a
with
Dylan?
Christian Watson or a Sutton or a Burks? Or
I feel like this team is going to look at their all of
now
their
they're gonna get a pick
squad
back,
is
so maybe they go
injuries,
Akers.
aside from
I
Pittman.
think it's Akers or Dylan. If I had to pick a running back here,
I think this could be the Akers pick.
trying to look at other running backs up here that I might be forgetting about just in case. I mean, Singletary is up there, but nah.
No, I don't.
You got the
Singletary-
Miami
How do we
guys.
feel about Deontay Foreman with what he's doing with the Panthers?
I know.
I mean,
Nah, you can't trust it, man. Not at this point. You can't trust that that's gonna be like their dude next year. You know what I mean? Like
Isaiah Pacheco?
I'll never trust Kansas City running backs.
I don't.
They change every single year.
Yeah.
So to me,
Gibson,
it's
I almost feel like this
Akers
could
or
be-
Dylan.
Yeah. I mean, if they need safety, I think Dylan is the safer
Dylan's
pick.
safer, and he's been good. Like the last
Yeah.
few weeks, man, he's really come on strong.
Yeah.
I'd be
He's
fine
been
with
a lot
Dylan as
more
the safe
involved.
pick.
Oops.
What's that?
That always clicks away there. All right, Dylan it is. So this team that we've, checkerboarded it. So Jefferson, Hall, Higgins, Dobbins, Devonta Smith.
I mean, I think
I know you
I
don't
would
agree
like
with-
to lock up a tight end, but Hawk's already gone.
I'm looking at
I'm out
positional.
on tight end at this point.
I'm
Yeah.
looking at positional advantage, and I like Fields. Last running quarterback. Well, I mean, Kyler Murray.
Lamar and
you-
Murray
Lamar-
are there. Come on,
Yeah,
dude.
but Lamar
Like,
and Murray are now.
Murray hurt. You don't know if
Injury
he's even going to
issues.
start the year.
Murray is an injury issue. this year,
Lamar-
but he's always been an inconsistency issue.
I don't know.
Lamar-
I find
Lamar's
it
his
very
own
hard
agent.
to
We
believe
don't
that
even know where the
Fields
hell
gets
he's gonna be
taken over
playing
Lamar
next
and
year.
Murray, who have shown more passing efficiency than Fields. And at some point,
Who?
You
At
know
some
how much of
point-
an advantage.
at some
running
point,
is.
yes. At some point,
yeah.
you have to be able to pass the ball as a quarterback, and
Yeah.
it's just not gonna. You can't rely on 150 yards from your quarterback every week to be able to score points. Like-
Justin Fields has 1,000 rushing yards this year.
I
Yeah, he's close, or I think
The next closest
talking
is Lamar
about-
Jackson at 764. But granted,
they were talking
injuries.
about him being able to break the record. Didn't Lamar break Vic's record?
Yeah.
So
I just thought
Lamar's
it was
the
a
last
good
quarterback
rusher.
to ever. I actually think the only quarterback to rush for 1,000 yards 2 years in a row. I think that's right.
I don't
Yes.
think Vic ever did that.
Yeah, Vic
Yeah.
never rushed for 2,000 yard seasons in a row.
Oh look, I don't think he did.
I don't know, man. I'm kind of on the fence with this one. I mean, this team didn't pick exactly the safest running backs with Dobbins and or who was the other one?
I mean, we're
Breece
straight
Hall.
we're straight upside with injury running backs. So if we're gonna take a running back with one of these, we need a solid
Damian Pierce? I thought you just crossed over him.
Go on.
injury.
He's over here.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. No, I would say we're going.
There's not. I mean, there's just not a
Go,
lot of.
go back up top. I mean,
There's none of these dudes are anything I care
Algier's already
about.
gone. Yeah, I don't know. None of these
I
guys
could
are-
seriously just double tap
5
receiver
stars.
or go quarterback receiver or tight end receiver and feel good about this team. So I could take the Kittle or the Schultz.
I like a Kittle here.
But I mean, I
I
also
kinda
personally
like
could
Schultz
wait
better,
on tight end
actually.
and wait for the Komet or the Freiermuth or I'm fine waiting on tight end. Ingram,
Yeah.
those types of guys, and maybe just stacking a little more receiver. Get our flux with a
We
receiver.
have-
It's only half PPR.
Yeah,
Getting-
that's
Going a little upside maybe, and
Yeah,
maybe
maybe with the
going
Burks.
with like a Watson, do the Watson Burks double tap here, or maybe play it safe-ish with Sutton, Mike's boy.
I mean, I still think.
Sorry, guys.
I don't
still
know.
think Sutton-
Flashbacks.
Yeah, let's take a risk on Sutton here.
I mean, I don't think it's a super risk.
I
with him,
don't think it's.
but I think the risk one is Watson,
especially as our fourth receiver.
So Watson's the risk. But do we do that, and hurt potential starting lineups type of thing? Because I think our receiving core is pretty solid.
I think we're good on receiver. I think we got to go elsewhere here. Either
I think we got to go running back or
third
tight
running
end
back.
or
Akers
quarterback.
could be a guy, man.
Well, yeah, we've been talking about him, and
I'd say you
purposely
go Akers.
Team
pushing him
2.
off
All right,
here.
this is probably going to be how long are we going on this show?
We're hour 30 right now.
All right, so this will be the last round. We're just going to go 7 and stop. So, Team 2, rapid fire here. McCaffrey, Javonte Williams, Keenan Allen, Michael Pittman, Mark Andrews, AJ Dillon. Screams
Quarterback.
receiver.
Wide receiver, Christian Watson.
Oh, yeah.
So, I think we're
sorry.
going Watson here. We've been
Yep.
talking about Watson for a while. I think he's a guy who,
My dear Watson.
yeah,
I think
Team
we
3,
solved it.
This
Eckler,
has gotta
Aaron
be running
Jones,
back.
Debo, Patty Mahomes, Olave, Ridley. Running back it is, and I believe we go.
I don't hate.
So is it Singletary or Cook at this point next year? That's the question. That's, I think, where we go next.
Singletary's still dominating the snaps. That's the
Yeah.
thing.
Cook's been good, though, man.
And he's been good with his limited touches.
Exactly. So if you give him more touches, he'll be even better.
Going into
Has-
next
it has
year.
It has a Chase Edmonds vibe, like in with the Cardinals a couple years ago when he was
Yeah,
behind.
that's true. That's
Yeah.
true.
David
That's
Johnson.
true.
I mean, I would say
There's
I
a
like
B-Rob. Who knows? There's a Rashad White.
Rashad
Yeah,
White
they-
is the one that appeals
Actually,
to me
yeah.
right here.
That's not bad. Yeah, let's
Done.
go White.
Team 4, Jonathan Taylor, Jalen Waddle, Josh Allen, Josh Jacobs, DJ Moore, and then Zeke ruins everything with the Jays. So
I think this
Justin.
team needs receiver.
Oh no, they already got quarterback.
we need receiver. We got
This is a-
Drake London. We got Bateman. We got
Drake
Thielen.
London. It sounds like a J. Do it. Lock it up.
We got Traylon Burks. We got Pickens.
Yeah,
I'll make a quick.
Kind of like the Pickens.
I like Pickens here.
Mike?
Drake London appeals to me only here because do you think Ritter is going to be the quarterback for the Falcons? They have a high enough draft pick. They could possibly draft one. That's what I'm thinking here for London. You know what I mean?
I think they go. Yeah, I think they go with Ritter next year. But I mean, like, you got to remember, like, Ritter came in when Pitts wasn't healthy, so like, we don't know.
We don't know what that.
I know-
connection could be.
It's
It
all
isn't-
speculation. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it totally. Is
I
speculation.
would
That's-
say I still like Pickens over because he's had more time to work with.
A little bit
Pickett.
more volume too if the
Yeah.
Falcons decide to still be run heavy next year.
Yep.
Yeah.
All right. Do it. Pickens.
I mean, depending. Now hear me out here.
The pick's already in.
Too late.
No,
Picks
this
in.
is for later picks.
Team
for a
5:
wide
Derrick
receiver.
Henry, AJ Brown, DK Metcalf, James Conner, TJ Hawkinson, Darnell Mooney.
Donovan
Now you can
Peoples
talk.
Jones,
Nah.
because Deshaun Watson next year is going to improve. You can't get any worse.
Yeah.
Sure.
Wow.
So this
I mean,
feels like a running back
Quarterback
play
or-
here.
Yeah, so running back.
Running back's looking like
I can see Gibson.
I just don't like.
I've never liked him, but all right. I don't want to do that. Go back to running back.
I wish I could just
X.
instead of
Oh, well, yeah. There you go. Edmund Singletary. Is there's a belief in Singletary here? I could see that.
I would take Singletary over Cook.
Yeah.
wildly. Okay. Team 6: Cooper Kupp, Najee Harris, Alvin Kamara. We don't know. Mike Williams, Swift, Juju.
Who's left
This
at
feels
quarterback?
like a
Either
go get a
quarterback.
quarterback.
Yeah.
And I know you guys
I
disagree
would-
with me, but
it's
it's
Herbert.
It's Herbert, Jackson, or Murray for me. It's
That's
still one of these
Herbert.
top 3.
100% Herbert. Stack
You
with
think he's
Williams.
gonna bounce back?
I would definitely think he's going to bounce back, and I think he's got a stack with Williams. Do it.
It's Herbert or Jackson.
Herbert.
Team 7: Saquon, CD, Terry McLaurin.
This team just panicked that Herbert just got taken, and I think they
Exactly.
want Lamar Jackson.
Dak Prescott. Keep the
Miles
NFC.
Sanders, Leonard Fournette, Brennan Ayuk, and
I think this is either a Dak or
no.
go back
I know we're.
It would be
you know,
Lamar if it was.
I know we were
quarterback.
having
No,
fun
yeah,
with
no,
the
no,
NFC
that's
East thing, but it
definitely-
kind of
yeah.
just fell
It's
that
Lamar.
way with this team randomly too.
It-
Like
well, it did.
it wasn't super reaches. We'd be reaching if we did like NFC East at this point.
Yeah,
It's Lamar or
I-
Kyler.
Lamar.
Lamar because he's not injured
trust
going
Lamar.
into
Team
the
8:
year.
more
Diggs,
than-
Stevenson, Pollard, Judy, Algier, Deontay Johnson, and I didn't mean to do that. I double clicked. Sorry.
I mean, this could be Kyler though.
Do we get a little do we get a little QB run in
Little
round 7?
QB
Is that
run,
what
I
we're
think
doing?
so.
That does happen. I mean, it's easy to see.
Yeah.
Now, we are forgetting Lawrence and Fields. Now, this is where I consider
I would take
Lawrence
Fields over.
Yeah.
This is where I
Fields.
consider Lawrence and Fields.
All right. Although, well,
But I don't look. I don't hate Kyler. Kyler still was good. He's just been hurt. You look at his
Yeah.
points per game. 24,
But
24,
now
He's
23,
been hurt.
23,
He's
23,
been
23,
hurt
years
every
straight.
year though.
23,
It's not
23,
just this
24,
year.
23, 21. Kyler was phenomenal. Like
yeah.
all year long. If you look at
I-
points per game, he is QB's 1, 2, 3.
I mean, I think it's gonna be-
6, 7, 8, 9. That doesn't
Yeah.
seem right. That seems off. But anyway,
I think it's going to be Kyler.
I really do too. I just
O-
don't
over the
see
other guys. I
Fields
think
and
the
Lawrence
other guys
quite
are-
getting drafted over Murray yet.
Yeah.
Not yet. They're next.
I'm gonna
They are
love- I'm gonna love
absolutely
all
the
those-
next two. In my
I'm gonna
opinion.
love all those field shares next year.
We're not going to get Brady. We're not going to get Prescott up
Adam,
above those
let's
guys
go.
yet. But Kyler's the guy. Now, I obviously QB run stops here.
This is our running back pick now. It's got to be.
Yeah. So this is our 0 RB team: Chase, Amon Ra, Garrett Wilson, Chris Godwin. We went QB, tight end, Hurts and Goddard. Running
At this
backs are
point,
rough at this point. So yeah, I agree. Maybe now in the 7th round, it's the time to plunge. We got the
I like
Pattersons,
a
we've
pattern. I
got
like-
the Pennies. Don't know, James Cooks.
James
we've
Cook
got
upside pick. I
James Cook upside pick, I think, because
Brian
like we said,
Robinson,
ooh, that's not bad.
Jamal
Yeah.
Williams, Pacheco's. There is the Devonta Foreman's. There's some dudes.
No, I
Now remember, there
I'd
will be
pick these other guys
rookies
up
mixed
ahead
into
of them.
this when it comes time to really draft,
Yeah.
but we're
Go
not
with-
including.
I would go. Gibson's been decent. Hunt, Patterson. I think Patterson's the
Gibson's
safe
RB
pick.
26 on the year, but remember Brian Robinson also didn't play the first 4 weeks of the season.
Yeah. Scroll down a little.
Foreman, Patterson are right there with him. Jeff
Jeez.
Wilson still hanging around
There
somehow.
you go. Stop. Oh, Cook. Cook was our upside. I still kind of like Cook.
I kind of do too, man.
As a 0 running back team,
That's
We
the
do.
type
you
of
want
upside play you
upside
want,
running
right?
back. Yeah, Cook it is. Done and done.
All right, so Team 10, Tyreek, Joe Mixon, Kenneth Walker, Amari Cooper, Christian Kirk, Joe Burrow, and then
Seems like a running back.
maybe the running backs
Or
kind of
tight end.
suck, honestly, man. So I actually
Yeah,
wouldn't
no, I do
hate-
like their starter running backs. I think this could be a tight end or
I kind of think you go after the Drake London or the Treylon Burks at this point, and that's
Yeah.
your flex play. The running backs aren't gonna have the higher ceiling.
all right. I'm done with that.
So it's Burks.
I like.
It's
Both of them have kind of quarterback question marks.
I know
What
you
about
like
John
Dotson.
Dotson?
It's
Quarterback
Berks
question
or
mark,
London.
but-
Yeah, I think it's Berks or London for me too, man.
all right, let's do London then. Sorry. Keep just
Ready?
like
Who do we like better next year, Willis or Ritter?
Ritter.
Ritter. Willis can't throw the ball. Ritter can.
No, Willis needs more work.
And are
Willis
we
got
off
benched
Cooks?
for Josh
By the way,
Dobbs.
are we off
Oh.
Brandon Cooks?
No.
I mean, like, are we forgetting
Well,
about Brandon
we
Cooks?
don't know
and
who that
Thielen?
quarterback situation is going to be either, though.
Brandon Cooks has been bad this year, but
He's not. Yeah,
so that's tough. I
He
think
might not be on the
upside.
team next
I
year.
think I think upside play is Drake London.
upside play.
Let's do it.
would
All right,
be
last
that,
two picks
yeah.
here: Devontae Adams, Nick Chubb, Travis Etienne, Mike Evans, Marquise Brown, David Montgomery. This feels like a tight end pick to me, and we can chalk off.
Schultz or Kittle. Kittle's still a better name.
I think it's Kittle.
Yeah.
Kittle's just a game breaker, man. Like when they actually decide to use him, he's so good.
Yep.
Yeah.
Team 12, Dalvin Cook, Travis Kelce, Damian Pierce, Hopkins, Lockett, Gabe Davis.
Quarterback. Fields.
Yeah, do they take a quarterback and then,
Yeah.
because they know they're probably not going to get although there's a good number of teams that have a
in
quarterback.
theory,
Think
they
about
have
it.
two picks, but
Well, think about it. But
we can
there's
make those
1,
two
2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 quarterbacks taken. So here's the thing I think about with quarterbacks, right? So yes, the next two that we think are coming off the board is probably Fields, Lawrence, and you mix in the Tuas and the Dax and I don't know who would be next at that point. I mean, at that point, you're probably looking at like Cousins. Do you just not worry about quarterback and hope that 5 more teams don't
Deshaun
take
upside.
one before it's your pick, right? Or 4 more teams, right? Because 7 quarterbacks were taken, right?
Yeah.
And then so you just hope and you're okay with whichever one falls to you on the way back, and you go with more positional depth. That's the way I play this pick, honestly.
I don't mind the positional depth.
I love the
I
positional
think we
depth.
need a running back with one of these two picks for sure.
And I
I
hate
would
to say it, but
lean-
it's probably Gibson
I
or
think,
Brian
I
Robinson.
would lean Gibson for now.
I still think this team picks a quarterback
But
I think.
But why?
We'll go back to the quarterbacks.
because they picked a tight end.
But
Yeah,
You're thinking
Well,
like an
we're-
analyst, remember?
well, right. But
because
we're trying to teach people. That's what this is for.
Still needs a quarterback.
that's what
So
this is for. The point is, right? Is so
honest.
there's 7 quarterbacks. So let's just say 8 is Tua, 9 is Fields, 10 is Lawrence. I'm just listing them off as they show up on the screen. 11 is Dak.
Yeah, I mean, shit with Dak.
Are you good with
I-
that?
I
Like you're
think
good with
I'm-
good with
Yeah.
any of those guys,
Not compared to Justin Fields, in my opinion.
dude. You're relying You're
It's Jalen Hurts.
You're
It's the
expecting
rushing floor.
You're
I've
expecting
seen it happen.
this.
I've
I
seen it
don't-
happen.
I don't think this continues.
So you're telling me he got 1,000 yards and he
Sorry,
didn't even
that's-
do this for the whole season?
Sorry, that's his passing.
Yeah,
But
it's
he
like,
got 1,000 rushing yards and he didn't even start doing this till midway through the season. That's pretty impressive, if you ask me. Imagine if he did it.
He started doing it in week 3. He started
Actu-
running.
The offense, I meant, is what they're using him like
well,
that.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
All right. I don't hate Fields here. I like it.
But do you think he's that? Here's the thing. This is why we do the mocks, right? This is why industry mocks happen. We want to teach people. So
Yeah,
do you think
I mean-
Fields is that much of a positional advantage over the rest of the quarterbacks? Lawrence, Kirk, Dak, maybe a Trey Lance,
Compared
right?
to what's left
Well,
in
that's
the
true. Trey
receivers and
Lance
the
coming
running
off.
backs, yes.
But
right, well, what
is he
is
a
the-
much?
what are we looking
is
at?
he that big of a difference?
He's in tier 1, where these
I don't
receivers and
agree.
running.
He's a tier 1. I don't. No, we're already past tier 1 quarterbacks. Tier 1 quarterbacks.
Okay, I was
thinking.
thinking, my apologies.
Allen.
He's a QB1. He's a QB1 in my opinion.
he's
Right, but
tier
so are
one
all
of
these.
what's
So
left.
are all these quarterbacks that I just mentioned, right? Tua, Fields, Lawrence, and Dak are QB1s.
Dak
Yeah.
leads the league. It's tied for leading the league in interceptions.
All right,
since
we'll
coming back.
go to receiver
Wow,
then. We need
dude,
to lock
he
up a
just threw
fourth
3
receiver.
crazy ones tonight. That I don't. Anyway,
Receiver. What's the receivers?
Yeah, so like,
I mean, this could be a Cook's pick or a Thielen pick. You already got Cook. Maybe this is a Minnesota fan waiting on a Cousins.
nah, you don't double tap.
You don't set it up that way, but if it happens, I
Um,
mean, Dotson. Yeah, I keep forgetting he's
screw it.
there,
I'll give
too.
you. I'll screw it. I'll give you Dawson for once. Okay, that is it.
Jeez,
That's it for
he's
the
good,
show.
man.
We're gonna stop there. I wanted to get through 8, but we deliberated a little bit too much. But I think what would probably happen is we're gonna get like the mild second run on quarterbacks. We're probably gonna get 1 or 2 more here. In most of the leagues that I'm in, once the top 7 or 8 go, the last couple take a little bit to go.
Yeah.
In your home league, maybe because people like to take backups and stuff like that. But
I think we're going to start seeing tight end.
a bunch of
picks
tight
now.
ends roll off the board. But I do really
Especially
agree though
10,
that we're gonna see
8,
tight end
7,
ADP
6.
drop like a freaking rock this year.
Yeah.
And that's kind of what we saw in this mock. So we saw Kelsey go early. He's been dominant. Yes, we've had spike weeks with Hawkinson. We've had spike weeks with Kittle. We've had spike weeks with freaking Higbee last week, right? But like, it's so unpredictable. Kelsey's been steady, and that's why he's up there. But these tight ends just have not returned the ADP this season, so we're seeing that. We're seeing running backs not return ADP either. So, even in half PPR, which is what this is supposed to be, we're seeing receivers climb up a little bit. And so you're getting some values at running back later. Josh Jacobs going again in round 4 is kind of a value again. Even Pollard in round 3 seems like a value. So like I think we're going to see running backs be a bit of a value. Because you're going to need to get those steady receivers. All of the teams that did well for me had good receivers this year. My running backs didn't hit in the majority of my leagues. Outside of the league I'm playing Mike in that had Eckler, and then guess what? It was Jacobs, but that was like a round 7 pick this year, which was insane. So I was able to, take Eckler and then stack receiver, and then I took Jacobs later because I was like, well, somebody's got to take him. So it's kind of what's happening again in this mock. You're seeing Taylor, and then, took a couple, but Jacobs fell, but he's not going to fall as far as he did this year. So we will share this link in the show notes. So if anybody wants to look at it, and maybe we'll just finish it kind of off air here, and just to get through the full 10 rounds, we can just talk on Slack just to finish it for you guys. But we will share this link in the show notes wherever you listen or watch. So keep an eye out for that. But again, thank you guys for listening and watching us this year. Let me stop sharing my screen. Thank you guys for watching and listening to us, though. We love you guys and gals. So, we wouldn't keep doing this if it wasn't for you. We appreciate all the comments and all that kind of stuff too. So, we have a blast doing it, and that's it for me, AJ. Any parting words?
Just like to again echo my co-host here and thanking everybody for continuing to support us and to watch us. You're why we're here. You give us the motivation to keep doing this, and trying to come up with new, fresh ideas, so we're not like every other site. There's a lot of content out there, but we like to toot our own horn when we can, and we appreciate it for you guys coming and
We do pretty well. We've
us
got
going.
got me and Nick in the top 20 of the Fantasy Pros rankings. I'm number 12.
Yeah.
He's 16. We got Dennis at like 32. So like another guy in the top 40. I believe Richard climbed all the way up into like the top 60 even. He was like
Nice.
he was outside of the top 100 like just a few weeks ago. He's really climbed. But there's 200 people in the Fantasy Pros ECR. So like those numbers sound bad, 40s and 60s, but they're actually pretty good when you consider how many people are still ranking, and just the variance every week of this league. So and then but yeah, keep an eye out. By the way, if you're still listening and watching, I know it's been a long show. I apologize, but we will be launching new membership formats coming in early February, where we're going to have a lot of stuff available to you if you are a paid member, and it will be very, very worth it. Baseball, football, basketball, hockey, golf, DFS, betting, and of course our Discord. It'll be
We're loading
awesome.
it all.
I'm really looking forward to it. I'm building some phenomenal tools. AJ's seen it.
Yep.
It's going to be great. You're going to dominate your baseball
Can't
drafts.
really talk about it right now. That's why I have to wear the PPE champagne glasses.
Get a little too excited, huh?
All right, a lot of spray back, man.
That is it. That is it.
Every
Everybody.
time you pop the cork.
Happy New Year, and we will see you all in February. Peace.
Happy New Year.